Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven, powered by Petronas Primax. Now in the first episode, we looked at the Toyota Vios crowd and found out that it is still the best car to get at 90,000 ringgit.
That surprised us too, but it's only when you do tests like this that you get to see the full picture. So there's no hype, no bias, no bull, just the facts. That and a little bit of fun too, of course. This week, we'll look at the next class up.
So here we go again. We have the Honda Civic, the Ford Focus, and the Kia Cerato. Let's find out which 2-litre sedan you should buy.
Now we call this the C segment, but many of you refer to it as the Civic segment. And you're not wrong. Honda has long dominated this segment with this Civic right here, but newer rivals have finally caught Honda standing still. Well, I saw that coming.
Thanks to direct injection, the Ford Focus engine is easily the most powerful among the three cars here. Body control is also great, steering is beautifully weighted. If you like driving, the Focus is easily the best car for you here. The 6-speed dual-clutch transmission is pretty smooth most of the time. But in low-speed situations, I don't know, I kind of smell trouble. It kind of vibrates and judders a bit.
There's no point sugarcoating it, so I'm going to tell it straight. This car is boring. It's just not exciting enough. You get in, you drive it, and you reach your destination. End of story. The Kia may look and feel premium, but it still drives like a Korean car. Perhaps Kia does stand for Koreans imitating Audi. As for handling, well, there's none to speak of. This car has this flex steer steering system, so you can change the weight of the steering wheel, but it's absolute garbage because it doesn't matter what setting you choose, there's no real feel going through it. So let's just say this car is not a driver's car. If you bought this car expecting a fun ride, you've made a huge mistake.
Now the Honda Civic is the first choice among enthusiasts, but the problem is it doesn't feel like that anymore. The engine is the weakest here and the handling is not that good as well. So it just doesn't feel like how a Civic should feel. And look at this, I'm going full acceleration, full, but I don't feel the VTEC kicking in. I'm not getting anything from the car. The way I look at it, Honda is abandoning its enthusiasts and is going after the mainstream market. So it's playing it safe. And the problem with playing it safe is it's not exciting. It's not exciting in the bedroom and it's definitely not exciting when it comes to cars. Guys, I think it's time to switch cars. You know what? I think I had enough of this, so I'll just pull up somewhere and just relax first.
Hey, why so fast lah? I just started to have fun with the Focus.
Well, I couldn't keep up with you guys in the Honda.
I saw that. I thought it was a driver problem.
Yeah, very funny. Why don't you take the Civic and I'll take the Kia? Okay?
Go ahead. The fella always full of excuses lah.
Biasa lah tu. Havinder.
Now this is more like it. Now the Cerato's handling is not that great, but at least you know it's comfortable. Now the interior feels premium, the soft touch materials are at the right places, and the ventilated seats. Mwah! Awesome. There are things that I don't like about this car. Number one, the fake carbon fiber trim. Check it out, it looks like it just came out from Brothers. And the transmission. The 5-speed transmission on the Civic, which is an older gearbox, is performing better than the 6-speed transmission that you have in this car.
The Ford is a mess inside. I've said the same thing about the Kuga and I'm going to say it again. These buttons here seem randomly scattered, and then there's the Ford sync controls. Check out these two buttons down here. They look exactly the same, but do completely different things. How does that make sense to you? And then, don't let me start on this color combination. It's hideous.
Now the Honda Civic has quite a futuristic dashboard. So at first when you look at it, you might be put off and think, wow, like that sure very hard to use one. But actually relax, the buttons are quite clearly marked and they are all where they're supposed to be. You also get a touchscreen system, which is pretty useful. It's got GPS navigation, but the design of it kind of looks like it came out from the 90s. Other parts of the cabin are typical Honda. You get hard plastics, not enough soundproofing, but the seats are quite comfortable.
As always, we performed the fuel consumption test with Petronas Primax, the fuel that truly gives you more. The Kia Cerato leads the way with 15.9 km per litre, followed closely by the Honda Civic with 14.5 km per litre. The Ford's Power Advantage has its price. It does just 13.3 km per litre.
So how, Mr. Singh? How do you like the Kia Cerato?
Not bad. The ride and handling is pretty well balanced if you ask me.
Wait, you've been saying the same thing for the past 2 weeks lah. Come on, say something else, man.
Okay, why not? What about this? It heavily sides straight line comfort over cornering ability, and at low speeds, excessive cornering results in understeer.
Hello, can you use plain English?
Sounds familiar though. Reading from somewhere.
It should be because it's from your review on the site.
Funny. I should have just kept my mouth shut.
The Ford Focus is the standout model here in terms of equipment. It has a blind spot assist system and active radars to avoid low-speed accidents. Plus, it can even park itself. But it has to be said that it has the smallest interior in this group. And what's with the grey and brown colour combination?
You only get the bare essentials in the Civic. Unlike the other two, there are only 4 airbags, a single zone aircon and no sunroof. You'll have to work the lights and wipers manually too. The GPS, Bluetooth and reverse camera are all part of a cost option package, and even without that, the Honda is already the most expensive car here.
The Kia Cerato is the group's most affordable option, yet it doesn't feel like it. Small premium touches like the animated color screens and the comfort access seats make it feel very special. It also has the biggest interior and 6 airbags just like the Ford. And on top of that, it's the only one here with rear aircon vents and memory function for the driver's seat.
Well, we've got all of our bases covered, so let's find out who comes out on top.
Well, that's no nice way of saying it. The Honda Civic is the most expensive car here, and yet it has the least features. And worse yet, it's not even as good to drive as the old car. So it has to come in last.
And second place goes to the Ford Focus. It has very good ride and handling, but it has a very small cabin and a complicated interior, despite having lots of toys to play with.
And so our winner is the Kia Cerato. Best cabin, premium feel, the most features, handling so-so only, but you can't argue that's the best value for money here. That's it for this week. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you next week.
And... cut. Oh, right. Okay. With that all done, we wanted to try out the Ford's auto parking feature. This is where Hafiz would say, "Look ma, no hands!" Whoa. Oi, what is that about?
Not so fast, guys. Those 3 are not the only choices you have. Well, they are if you're old and boring lah. But me, I'd get this mini one instead. It's barely 10 grand more than the Honda, but it tells people I'm a young, successful and fashionable man. I mean, if I was driving those things, people would think I'm an old, washed-up father of 2.
Yeah, right. I got a nice little white dress that'll go along well with it. You want to borrow it?
No, thanks, Hav. I think you better keep that hobby to yourself. Fine then. If you want something more manly, how about that one over there?
Don't mind if I do. Keys, please. Now this is the Peugeot 208 GTI. It has a 200 horsepower engine, and that's not even the best part. This is the part I love most. 6-speed manual gearbox. For 140 grand, it's a freaking steal. You know what? I'm gonna keep this car. Half the Civic, man.
Huh? Oi! I can't be driving two cars at the same time! Who do you think I am? Chuck Norris?
Driven, powered by Petronas Primax, the fuel that truly gives you more.